Now, credit where it's due. This is all down to Unity News Network. They broke this on Twitter, or formerly Twitter, now X, and the whole thing's gone viral. Now, I can't find them on YouTube. I'm not stupid. Well, I am a technophobe, but I'm not stupid enough that I can't find someone, so I'm guessing they've been kicked off. But regardless, this is all down to them for revealing this. Now, a 98-year-old man was given a standing ovation by the Canadian Parliament during Zelensky's speech. So this guy was hailed as a hero for fighting against the Russians. And what people don't know is that this fella, Yaroslav Hunk, fought for the 14th Division of the Waffen-SS. That's right, folks, the guy was a Nazi, and Trudeau's Parliament, thanks to Zelensky, gave this guy a standing ovation. Now, if you read up on this fella in the mainstream media, they will tell you that he was fighting for the 1st Ukrainian Division, when in fact it was the 14th Waffen Grenadier Division of the SS. And just to give you a bit more context, it says that the 14th Waffen Grenadier Division of the SS, known as the 14th SS Volunteer Division, prior to 1944, was a World War II Nazi Germany military formation made up predominantly of military volunteers with a Ukrainian ethnic background from the area of Galicia, or Galicia, however you pronounce that. Later also with some Slovaks. It was founded in 1943, ceased operations in 1945. And interestingly, if you dig a bit deeper, in an attempt to hide the SS connection, the unit had changed its name in the last few days of the war to the 1st Division Ukrainian National Army. Now, digging a bit more deeper, it looks like this unit wasn't involved in any war crimes, but still, they were Nazis. And you know, the lefties are always pushing on the Nazis being the bad guys, and they're actually on X in this thread by Unity News Network, and they're defending this fella. They're defending the Ukrainians and Zelensky and Trudeau and the Canadian Parliament for standing up and giving this guy a standing ovation. And they're saying stuff like, from the same page, this division has not specifically been found guilty of any war crimes by any war tribunal or commission. Another comment says, they didn't fight for Hitler, they fought against Russia for their survival. It's like saying the Finns were Nazis because they also fought against the Soviets. Of course, because this guy is a Ukrainian, and Ukrainian Zelensky is the current thing, we're not allowed to talk in any critical tone about it, otherwise we're Russian propagandists, aren't we? We're bought and paid for by the Russians, what nonsense. But here's this guy, and he did only join for a very, very short time, but still, I can guarantee you, if the woke left had found out that Donald Trump had fought for this unit for a couple of weeks, he'd be denounced as a Nazi. He's denounced as a Nazi anyway, simply for doing what he does and saying what he does. But as usual, it's okay when the left do it. I mean, giving this guy a standing ovation in the Canadian Parliament, it's just outrageous. Recently, a former guard, I think it was a guard in Auschwitz, but it was definitely a Nazi soldier, he was convicted in Germany, and yet this guy gets a standing ovation. I wonder why that is. And the fact that the lefty wankoids on this social media platform as well, defending, it's just outrageous, isn't it? It's mass hypocrisy. It's rampant hypocrisy. This is what we're fighting against. These are the people who are all for freedom of speech. I put a short video on my channel the other day about Margaret Thatcher's quote, saying you should be judged in a court of law, not by gossip, basically. And some lefty wanker says, well, she was wrong about many things. This is one of them. I mean, these people are absolutely insane. Now, I wonder if that guy who was convicted in Germany, if he was a Ukrainian, would he still have been convicted of being a member of a Nazi unit? After all, a Nazi is a Nazi is a Nazi. And the SS were the Naziest of the Nazis, weren't they? They were Hitler's personal bodyguard. And they all made an oath to Adolf Hitler, the Führer himself. And this guy gets a standing ovation. Wow, it's bizarre. And there was me thinking the lefties hated Nazis, and I've been called a Nazi myself. someone called me a Nazi, a neo-Nazi. In the early days of my YouTube career, I was labelled a neo-Nazi, recruiting neo-Nazis to screw over or throw a spanner in the works of the Welsh independence marches. I think the comment went. That's what that's what we were up against. I merely voted for Brexit. I voted for Boris Johnson at the time. I'm all for free speech, democracy. I am all for legal migration as long as it's strictly controlled. I'm all for borders, countries keeping their own culture, protecting British culture, languages, history. I don't want British history altered or lied about. Even though I want to be out of the EU, I want to have a business relationship with them where they don't have total control. And I want a small government that doesn't interfere in people's lives. So I'm a bit of a libertarian. And I've been denounced as a Nazi on here simply because I say things people don't like. And yet they're cheering this guy on, an actual Nazi in the SS, for heaven's sake. But that's okay. He is from that country where you have to support and give shitloads of taxpayers' money to. And it's stunning hypocrisy. Any lefties who come here on my channel and you are defending him, I'm doing a live stream hopefully this week. I'll have a few people on. I want you to come on and tell me why you think like you do. Alright, if you're defending this guy, what's the difference between this guy being a member of the Waffen-SS and the guy in Germany? What's the difference between those two? Why do you cheer this guy on and yet that guy has to be convicted of the same thing? I don't understand your way of thinking and I'd like you to enlighten me. Anyone, even Van Man Squawks, I bet you'll defend this Ukrainian Nazi, wouldn't you? But there we go. Right, that's my video. Hope you like. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And until the next time, Roger Trout.